Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogendra Matasya Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam cha Hastamalakam cha Shishyam Tam Todakam Vartikakaramanyaan Asmadgurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. 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 Mauna Vyakya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam Vashishtante Vasat Rishiganaihi Avrutam Brahmanishtanaihi Acharindram Karakalita Chinmudramanandarupam Swatma Ramam Mudita Vadanam Dakshinamoortimide Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargadam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bahirivodbhutam Yata Nidraya Yasakshat Kurude Prabodha Samaye Swatmanamevadvayam Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Bijasyantarivanguro Jagadidam Pragnirvikalpam Punah Maya Kalpida Desha Kala Kalana Vaichitra Chitri Kritam John. Suddenly it freezes in my mind. Janamidi tameva bantamanubadi etna Mayaviva bhujambayatyabimaha yogi vayasvechaya tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Yasyaiva spuranam sadatmakam asatkalpartakam vasate. Jnanam gets mixed up, maybe getting old, I don't know. Sakshat tatmamasiti vedavajasa yo bodhayatyashritan yat sakshat karanat bhavinna punaravrittir bhavambo nido tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye namaidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Nana Chitra Gadodara Sthita Mahadeepa Prabhabaswaram Jnanam yasyadu chakshurati karanadvara bahispandate janamiti tameva bantam anubhadiye tat samastam jagat tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye namaidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. We have completed the introduction to the verse number 5, where it is the Charuvakas who have claimed Pratyaksha Pramanameva Satyam Tat Vyatiriktam Tat Anyam Sarva Pramanani Sarvani Pramanani Vyartameva Vyartanieva. It's all useless because we believe only in what is presented to us as a direct experience. Deha, body is seen and the body is real. Body is what is experienced by us. It is the one school of thought. Following that, somebody would say the senses are those which are making our experience possible. Therefore, senses are the Atman. Someone else say that without the prana, senses cannot work. Therefore, prana Atma. Pranas can be controlled by the mind. Therefore, manaha Atma. Mana is also vritti that is known. Therefore, buddhi Atma. Ityadi. So, all these things have been so far been argued for establishing the school of thought which says the Atman is whatever is perceivable, what is perceived, that alone is reality. They may not call the word or use the word Atman, but Satyam. Whatever is seen alone is Satyam. So, in the first verse number 5, now Shankaracharya refuting all these erroneous perceptions of truth, of reality. We read the verse number 5 here. Deham pranam apindriyanyapi chalam buddhim cha shunyam viduhu stri balanda jatopamastvahamithi Branta Brisham Vadinaha Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpitamaha Vyamoha Samharine Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Deham pranam apindriyanyapi chalam buddhim cha shunyam viduhu Stri balanda jadopamasthamidhi pranta brisham vadinaha Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpitamaha Vyomoha Samharine Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. Deham pranam api indriyani api iti chalam buddhihi kshanika buddhihi ye vadinah aham atma iti deham pranam ityadi viduhu jananti te brisham atyantam भ्रांताः विवेकशून्याः इति आह देहमात्मा इति केचित् वदन्ति प्राणः आत्मा इति इन्द्रियाणि आत्मा इति चलां बुद्धिम् इति शून्यम् अपि इति केचित् विदुः केचित् वदन्ति also and here he says Jadaha means those who are not thinking clearly, Viveka Shunyaha, they do not have the ability to rightly discriminate. The right discrimination comes to us only when we have right knowledge also. On our own, when we start thinking, we have a very limited input of information. With that, when we start thinking, obviously our decision conclusion will also be small, little only, limited only. Shastra, the scriptures teach us what we don't know, and also it teaches us the way we usually don't think. The way Shastra teaches us to think is not the way the world in general teaches us to think. When I was growing up, I never thought ever about Jagrat Swapna Sushupti. We all go through those experiences. Those who do not know about this Avasthatraya Vivek also go through that. But we never looked at how the experience of Jagat in the Jagrata Avastha is totally refuted in this dream, and how the dream experiences are refuted in waking, and both of them are disappearing in the sleep. And this kind of thinking, until Vedanta teaches us, we would never have thought about like that. Similarly, Drik Drishya Viveka. Lupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik Tad Drishyam Driktumanasam Drishyadi Vrittaya Sakshi Drigeva Natu Drishyate. And that is also a very unique way of discriminating unreal, mithya also. Yadrishyam Tajjadam Ityadi. So it is necessary for us, we need to have the right input of knowledge to think correctly. And that when it is not there, Viveka Shunyaha and Grahagrastaha, he uses the word Grahagrastaha in the commentary, as though they are all possessed by some kind of a demon. So, Sarvasam Kalpananam Mithya iti eva. All these are all merely this kind of conclusion, all are Mithya eva. And Sarva Kalpana Agama Apayaha, they are all merely subject to coming and going. Sakshibhutam Satya Jnanam Ananta Swabhavam Atma Ishvara Tattvam Avashya Ashrayaniyam Yats Sarupa Anavagamat vikalpa vedayaha, vikalpo utayaha. When we don't take resort to this correct knowledge, we are subject to, we do not understand the Sakshi Chaitanyam. When that is not taken into consideration, vikalpa udayaha, there is only doubt that would arise constantly in our mind. Yet avagame sati, when the correct knowledge of the Sakshi Chaitanyam, yet avagame sati, tad badaha, ajnanasya badaha, mohasya badaha, iti abhipretya. It is considering this. That is how the word Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpidamaha Vyamoha Samharine. Vyamoha Samhara. Destruction of the delusion takes place only when we know all these conclusions are all Maya Kalpita Vilasa Mahamoha. Great delusion created by the power called Maya. So, now we'll see how it is explained through the Ullasa. That is Ullasa number 9. We will read that here. Jehadinam jatartanam pashanavadanatmanam katam bhavedaham bhavaha samavesham vineshituhu. Dehadinam jatartanam pashanavadanatmanam katam bhavedaham bhavaha samavesham vineshituhu. Deha adinam, body etc., which are jada arthanam. Jada artha meaning, one meaning is which are of the nature of jada. And jada is one meaning is, it is, as I said, inert. And they are all also artha. Artha means vishaya. So jadartha means inert object. Jadahascha arthascha. So jadaha means inert. Artha means vishaya. Vishaya means what? Object of perception. Anything that is object of perception is jadam only. Yadrishyam tad jadam. So therefore, dehadinam, meaning the body onwards, everything that is perceived is jadam, including thoughts. Thoughts are not sentient. Thoughts are given sentiency. So it is said, what is the first and foremost reason given? Here it is said, jadascha te arthascha iti jadartaha artaha vishayaha drishyaha ityartha. And vimataha anatmanaha jadatvat pashanavat. Pashana means a stone. Like a stone, jadatvam cha drishyatvat, and because it is subject to be perceived. So, their argument is what? Yat pratyaksham tat satyam. That is the standpoint of the Charvakas. Yat pratyaksham tat satyam. Whatever is seen is true. The very fact it is seen, it is not true. that is the standpoint of Vedanta. जो दिखता है वो जड़ है. So how do you say that what is seen alone is real? What is actually seen is actually unreal. The fact that it is seen, it is an object of perception. And how do you conclude that point? How do you come to conclude that anything perceived is unreal? Now, simple thing is, anything perceived unreal, we come to that conclusion because Panchabhuta Janitaha. Because all of them are born out of 5 elements, and 5 elements are Jada only. The 5 elements because of which a thing is made, and 5 elements being inert, a product cannot be sentient. How can that be? Yata karanameva karyaha. According to the cause alone is karya, the effect. So obviously, if Panchabhutas, which are inert by nature, Vayu is not sentient, Akasha is not sentient, water is not sentient, earth is not sentient, fire is not sentient, then the combination of 5 that becomes, that suddenly gets some sentiency. So yadrishyam, and anything that is perceived, Panchabhutatmakam, tasmat jadam. So that is the reason why it is said, it is jada deha idam shariram kaunteya kshetram ityabhidiyate. In Bhagavad Gita it is a kshetram, jadam. First meaning. Second meaning is, second reason is drishyatvat. That is going to be said. But what is that? What's the problem there? That is said in the next verse. Dehastavadayam natma drishyatvat jatyavatpatah rupadimatvat samshatvat bhautikatvat chakumbhavat. Dehastvavadayam natma drishyatvat jatyavatvatah rupadimatvat samshatvat bhautikatvat chakumbhavat. In the previous verse, it also said, Kadam bhaved aham bhavaha. How can that which is like the stone, which is subject to be seen, jada, how can it have any atmatvam if there is no presence of consciousness in that? Vina ishiduhu samavesham. Ishiduhu ishvarasya, chaitanyasya. Vina ishvarasya samavesham. Samyak avesham, entry. Without the presence or the entry of consciousness into that object, how can that have any sense of sentiency? Vina ishituhu samavesham katam ahambhava bhavet. Aham iti bhavaha katam bhavet dehe. Body cannot by itself would have the sense of I am. The sense of I am does not belong to the body, because body doesn't say I am. We say I am, I have the body. It is my body. Body doesn't say that. Even iPhone doesn't say that. Even though you have put an I there in that, the phone does not say I. It's we say that this is my phone, iPhone. So without the presence of Ishvaraha, how can a jada, which is body is like jadam, how can it have the sense of I? Because it's a product of only Panchabhutas. That's why it is continuing here. Dehasya dehaha tavadayam na atma. Therefore, atma na dehaha kyun drishyatvat, because it is subject to be perceived. It is perceptible, first thing. And second thing is, it is jadyatvat, being inert. Third reason is rupadimatvat, because it has a form. Then sa amshatvat, because it has parts. Bhautikatvat, because it is being gross. Kumbhavat, like a part. So there are many different reasons are given here. First one, we have seen drishyatva. Drishyatva, it is subject to perception. Anything that is perceived, which by itself cannot know its own existence, without being seen by something else, without being known by something else, cannot be Atman. A tree, I mean, a stone or a table or a chair, we know it, it doesn't know. Unless it has its own self-knowing sentiency. And in that self-knowing sentiency also, it is a feature added to that inert thing. It is not a part of that inert thing. It is not inert because there it is having the sentiency which is included in that, and that's the presence of Chaitanyam or Ishvara. So jatyatvat, then rupadimatvat, because it has a form. The form presupposes limitation. Rupaha, the very form, rupadimatvat. Rupaadi means what? Rupaha, form is there. Then all other qualities are there exclusively for that particular object. And functions, jati, kriya, guna, rupa, namam, lakshanani, all these are all included there. The name, the form, the function, the action, the qualities. Rupadimatvat, because it has specific qualities. And next one is saamshatvat, because it is made up of parts. If I say a car is not a one thing. It has a seat, it has a steering wheel, it has a bonnet, it has an engine, it has tires. It's so many things put together, given a name called car. The car, when you say, you don't specifically point out one particular part of the car. The car is a composite of many parts. Similarly, when you say aham, deha, deha is a word given to many parts put together. The hand is also, you can say it as, is it deha, it is my body. Is it body or hand? That's a good question. It's a hand actually. So where is body? What about this? That's a chest you are touching. What about this? That's a neck you are touching. What is that? Head you are touching. So where is body then? The body is a name given to various avayavas, various parts coming together. So sa-amshatvat, various amshas put together. Therefore, that cannot by itself said to be one thing. When the amshas are removed, the parts are removed, then that body won't exist. If you remove the tire, remove the steering wheel, remove the bonnet, remove the seat, remove the top, remove the engine, everything is removed. Where is the car then? Bekar ho gaya. There's no car there. So in the same way, that's why it's called departure. Departure means what? All parts have become departed. It's a departure. Finished. So here sa-amshatvat, then this we have seen bhautikatvat, being gross, made up of 5 elements. Kumbhavat. It's a gross thing like a part. Therefore, deha na atma. So that is established. Now further to point out how Deha cannot be Atman. The next verse is saying, Murcha sushupti maraneshu api deha pradrishyate dehadi vyadiriktatvat tadatmana pratiyate. मूर्छा सुषुप्त्यमरणेषु अपि देह प्रदृश्यते देहादिव्यतिरिक्तत्वात् तदात्मान प्रतीयते. Pratiyate means drishyate. Na drishyate atma. Or pratiyate means not manifest. First line na pradrishyate, second line na pratiyate. Deha drishyate, pradrishyate. Body is seen. When murcha, when you are in swoon, when you are unconscious, or somebody is unconscious, sushuptishu, at the time of sleep, even at the time of marana, sushupti avasthayam, maranagate, murcha avasthayam api, deha pradrishyate. If somebody is unconscious, you still see the body. Somebody is sleeping, you still see the body. Somebody is dead, then you see the body. But dehadi vidiriktatvat, being different from body, atma na pratiyate. Atma is not seen. So the point here trying to be put here, yadrishyam tajjadam, atma na drishyam tasmad na jadam. Anything that is seen as an object of perception is object only, it is jadam only, and anything that is there but not seen, that is of the nature of Chaitanya. Now you will slowly pick up the momentum on that, on this explanation. The physical body, when it is in the state of unconsciousness, murcha, or in the state of sleep, or in the state of death, is seen. So, if you say that Atman also is, the body is also Atman, body is Atman, when you are arguing that way, point is, then you have to admit that the Atman according to you is just a matter. And it is also subject to death. According to you, according to the Charvakas, there is no concept of soul, there is nothing called Swarga Ityadi, and so everything that is experienced is only so long as one is alive. Beyond that death, beyond the physical body, there is nothing else. If that is your argument, that is how you consider Atman as, even as you are sleeping, for example, the sleep is a state where the body is seen. We can go further to say that, but you don't know that your body is sleeping. So, in the state of sleep, if you say body alone is real, if that is the case, in the sleep you should know the body. See, if I am absent, others don't see me, but I don't become absent to myself, right? I may be absent here. I may be absent in this room. I may be I am in the other room. But if I am here and if you say I am absent, how is that? Do you know you're sleeping? No. So that means what? If the body alone is Atman, it always should know itself. Then there is no question of sleep then. If in the state of sleep, you are not there, I am asleep, what does that mean then? I can see the body. You don't see the body. So that means who are you? Think in that direction. I see the body. Do you? No. So you don't see that, right? Your body in sleeping. You don't see, right? Yes. Then who are you? If you're the body, you should know it. So understand it is Dehat Vyatiriktam Atma. You should admit that even though the body is at the time when the body is sleeping, others see that body, you don't see that body or experience that body is sleeping, but you do not deny that you didn't have the body, you had the body. If that is the case, if you are the body only, you should know it. But you don't know. So therefore, that which was present when you are awake and which is apparently moved away as though or not knowing the body, sleeping, must be different from the body, and that body, that one which is different from the body cannot be seen. That's why he says here, at that time, Atma na pratiyate. Dehadishu vyatiriktatvat. Being different from the body, it cannot be seen. Ahamidi, that's what he explains here. Tasu avastasu ahamidi anavabasam ataha. Anavabasam, unknown. Ahamidi anavabasam. The awareness of I am at that point is not there. Avastantare cha avabasamana. Only when the end of that particular state you come to know about the body's existence. Therefore, aha atma dehat anyaha evayiti. Prasiddham. Therefore, you are different from the body. Oh, okay. I may probably accept what you're saying. Continuing here, yata jagat pravrittinam adi karanam amshuman pumanstateva dehati pravrittau karanam param. Yata jagat pravrittinam adi karanam amshuman pumanstateva dehati pravrittau karanam param. Yata, just as amshuman is sun. Amshuman means one who has amshu. Amshu means ray. So one who has the rays, amshumalin. Amshumalin is actually sun only. So amshumalin, one who has the amshu as his garland, as is wearing it as though. So here Amshuman, the sun, is Jagat Pravrittinam Adikaranam. The sun is the cause of all activities that are taking place in this world. When the sun has risen up, all living beings, except for Rakshasas and wild animals, probably that is the time they sleep. Usual, normal ones are all awake when the sun rises up, as though being inspired by the rays of the sun. They start to open up their day and start, living in this world for the whole day. And when the sun is down, they wind down their activity and then go to sleep. I'm talking about normal human being, not teenagers and rakshasas and what do you call the naktanjaras, nocturnals. Just like the sun is the one which pravritti karanam, pravrittinam karanam of the activities of the world, it is the cause. So too, tata, puman. Puman here means atma. Pumans tata eva, the same way, dehadi pravritto karanam param. Body by itself cannot act, and therefore the self consciousness alone is the cause, inherent presence alone, which makes the body etc. able to function. Just like the Aditya, the sun, so too is the self, in whose presence activity takes place. One thing to be pointed out here is, even though it makes the entire world engage in many, many activities, but it itself is not doing anything. Its presence is sufficient. Yasya sannidhi matrena sarvam pravartate. One whose presence alone is sufficient for all of them to act. Similarly, Atmanaha of the self, sannidhi matrena, by its presence alone, deha adi, sarva vyaparaha pravartante. All the activities of body, etc., continue to happen. So, mere presence. So, what is trying to say, other than the body, there is something which makes the physical body able to function. That is avyaktam, na pratiyate, cannot be seen. And that is what we consider, we know it as Atman. Now, one more argument he says, Mama dehoyam ityevam Stri balandascha manyate Dehohamidi naveti Kadachittapi kaschana Mama dehoyam ityevam Stri balondascha manyate Dehohamidi navaiti Kadachit api kaschana. So here, Mama dehaha iti evam, here, kevala pravritta prakritasya atta jiva jivitartha koyam Sripa. Okay. You always say my body. This is my body. You don't say I the body. Mama deha. You say my body. You don't say I the body. Right? So it is like, whose car is this? My car. And whose table is there, or whose computer is my computer, my book. You don't say my book. Instead you say I the book. No. So when you say mama, mama is my, and the one who says mama is different from what you refer as my mama. So the aham is different from mama. And he says those people, even those people who say mine, are very possessive of that body. My, when you say, it expresses possessiveness. And here, when the word stri is used, stri bala andascha manyate. One should be careful to understand this word stri here. Stri is not physically a woman, but anyone who has this possessiveness is called stri. That's why here in the note, in the bottom, he says, Kevala Prakritasya ayat jivitarthakah ayam stri shabdah bhashya. So the word stri is used for those people who even consider inert things as their own and possessively engage in them. That's why the word stri is used. And similarly, bala. Bala is a child. So long as the toy is inside the shop, it doesn't have the idea it is mine. Moment it is given to it, afterwards, it will not share with anybody else. The child will hold on to it. No, my toy. Not even to my brother I will give it to you. So that possessiveness is what is spoken about. Then andha. Andha means blind person. For a blind person, it is very hard to, to wade through, to go through, because he's not able to see. The only thing that he can possibly consider as himself is what he can feel with, as he doesn't have the eyes to see anything else. So what is that thing which he can hold most dear to oneself is what is there with him all the time. That is his body. So therefore here is used Stri balanta jadopama stvahamiti. That is what is explained here. Mama deha ayam iti evam stri bala andascha manyate. And not at any time deha aham eva iti. Deha aham eva. Aham iti. Right. Deha aham iti. I am the body iti na aveti. They do not come to, even though they say my body, but very, very rarely, or not even almost nobody would say I the body. Katachat abhi kaschan. Nobody says at any time. Yata ayam deha atma bhave tada aham manushya idivat aham deha ityadi ityabhi sparet na cha evam asti ado na deha atma iti ityartah na cha manusyoham iti anubhavah eva dehatma anubhavah tasya aham anubhava vibicharat tattahi jagradavasthayam manusyaham iti abhimanyamanah swapne kadachit vyagroham iti abhimanyate. Even if a person constantly thinks, if at all, that aham manushya, I am a man. You say that I am a man, right? Or I am a woman when you say. So that is with reference to the physical body only. So even if you say that in the state of waking, perhaps in the state of dream, you become a tiger. So at that time, you lose the idea I am Manushya, then you become I am Vyagra. So what happened to that identity then? Aham Manushya has been replaced by Aham Vyagra. Then Tatra Aham Anubhava Vyavrittau api. Anubhava Vyavrittau api. Avyavrittau api, sorry. Manushatvadi anubhavasya vyavrittehe. Even as you are experiencing in the dream that you are a tiger, while you are actually experiencing yourself as a human in the waking, the Manushyatvam is replaced by Vyagratvam. But Aham is not replaced. Aham remains the same. So therefore, Manusyatvadi dharmaka dehadanya eva aham bhava aham avabhasa vishaya atma idi siddham dehadirikta atma siddhitvam idi atma astitvam idi. See, even if you take a child, a small child, at the time when it is only 2 year old, who is Sihar? A little boy, child, I. Then you ask, and the fellow is already 18. Who is a little boy here? What do you mean, little boy? I'm a teenager. So you immediately refer yourself as different, even though you are still considering yourself as a Manushya only. But they are also undergoing various changes according to the body's growth. So the reference to the body is also renounced when you take up to the state of dream where you are having a different reference. But in all those conditions also, the unchanging aspect is aham, which is different from the body. Therefore, here he says, the aham, really speaking, is different from the body whom you refer as mine. It is yours and not you. It is that which you own, but it's not you. So body also is merely a mere reference to your possession and not you yourself. Now the next one, Indriyani. Somebody would say, okay, I understand body may not be me. But is it not true that I come to experience the entire world continuously with the help of the senses? And so, under the senses like seeing, etc., is what constitute my experience. And in the state of sleep, when I withdraw from the world, meaning sense organs withdraw from the world, there is no world. So that is to say that sense organs are those which make me feel who I am, because constantly I am experiencing various sensations through the sense organs. In those absence, I do not have any experience. Therefore, sense organs come together is called Atman. Indriyani api natmanaha karanatvat pradibhavat. Indriyani api na atmanah. Atmanah. Atmanah means of the Atman, na atmanah. They are also not Atman. Indriyanyapi natmanah. Indriyani, the sense organs are also not Atman. Why? Karanatvat. They are only instruments. Like Pradipavat, like a lamp. Now, what is the reference to lamp here? Lamp, see, when do you use the lamp? To see. In a dark place when you are walking around and you do not see anything, then you use a lamp to see, so that the light is making you able to see. In the same way, externally a lamp is useful to see, internally there is eyes to see. That's all the difference. During the daytime, you are using the lamp called the eyes to see. As much as it is like an instrument which is useful for you to have an experience, and eyes, ears, etc. are all instruments to experience and not by itself is Atman. That is further explained in the next verse. Veenadi vadyavat shrotram shabda grahana sadhanam chakshu tejas what is that? Chakshu, this is Patandra here. Three traya. Here it is. Chakshuste jatridayavat upagrahana sadhanam Beenadi vadyavat shrotram shabda grahana sadhanam chakshutte dastridayavat rupa grahana sadhanam. Veenadi vadyavat. Veenadi, veena, that's a lute. Adi, etc. Vadya, instruments of music. So musical instrument like a veena, guitar, flute, whatever you take, this is the instrumental music. What they do, they create sound. But are they creating sound or vibration? Actually, they are not creating sound. Sound is what is heard. What they do is only, they don't make sound. They actually only create vibration there. It is converted into a sound by another instrument called the ears. So, there are animals in this world, those who do not have ears also. And they have lost the capacity to convert the vibration into sound. Therefore, in their presence, if you make any sound, they just don't even know. Example, your teenagers. They are already listening to their own sound. They have nothing to do with what you say. Now see, just like the veena is only creating certain vibrations, which is converted into sound only by your ears, and ears are only an instrument to convert the vibration into sound. So, therefore he says, Veenadi vadyavat shrotram. The ears are also shabda grahana sadhanam. They are only a means to recognize sound, to capture the sound. Now, you have been using Bluetooth in many places, right? Your Bluetooth speaker may be some 10 feet away. And the one actually making music is somewhere here, in your computer, let us say. Computer, and the speaker is attached to the wall, and there's a Bluetooth. What is Bluetooth doing there? Bluetooth is acting like a ear. So this sound that is created by whatever be the origin of sound, it creates a vibration. And that Bluetooth air is able to capture that vibration and convert that into sound. Though you hear the sound from somewhere else, though creation is where? Where is it created? It is created at least 10 or 15. Sometimes it is maybe another room. See, it's interesting, right? In another room, you are just making a sound. Then that fellow is capturing it in 2 rooms away. How? Just like the ears can capture the vibration and convert that into sound. Even why go for the phone also? How do you are speaking here, and somebody thousands of miles away is able to listen to what you're saying. Think of that. You are talking to a plastic box. Hello, are you? Oh, really? Whom are you talking to? A box, a piece of plastic. And thousands of miles away, somebody is able to hear your voice, not somebody else's voice. So that's in technology is this that ears, just like the ears are capable of converting the vibration into sound. So many such vibrations are going on in this universe. The whole universe is filled with sound. But certain wavelength in which you are speaking is going traveling into the atmosphere, goes to the satellite, goes from there to the person who is tuned to the same wavelength. So technology is unbelievable. It is it's so difficult to comprehend that. And millions of people talking, and then appropriately millions and people are listening to it also. So anyway, coming back to point, the ears are also only instruments for sound. So also chakshuhu tejasya. Tejas is or the light is known through the eyes. What kind of those? Tritaya. Tritaya means three sources. What are the three sources? Sun, moon, fire. Fire includes all the lamps, etc. in our today's context. So the sunlight or the moonlight or the light of the fire. These are the three sources of light through which eyes can recognize the light. So chakshuhu api karanameva rupagrahana sadhanam. It is an instrument meant for capturing forms. Again, the same thing applies here. Light does not create the form. Eyes create the form. You see only the light. Mind, the group, or the form is a conversion takes place in your brain. You only see the light. Eyes cannot see the form. Eyes can only see the light and the darkness. And it is the mind, the brain that is converting with the help of the eyes, converting that into a comprehensible form. Okay, so this is indriyas are only karanas, instruments. It cannot be atman. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.